my name is Erin Sietsema, and this is my informative speech on depression for speech 1101. Okay. According to Stanford.edu, 10% of people currently living in the United States will experience major depressive disorder at some point in their lives. Depression is something many people experience in their lives. It can be found in all age groups and across the globe. I believe that depression can often be misunderstood in today's society. In the next few minutes, I hope I can teach you more about depression and its effects. Everyone can be affected by depression, whether it be yourself or someone you know. Depression can cause feelings of helplessness, hopelessness, guilt, sadness, and worthlessness. It can make you resent others, as well as making you unable to experience pleasure in things that used to make you happy. Depression affects everyone differently. In some people, you may not even know that they have it, and in others, it's clearly visible. You can get depression in many ways. Some of those include genetics, a tragic life event, loss of a loved one, hormones, medication, medical issues, and an off-balance of chemicals in your brain. Depression can be found in children when they are infants, and symptoms include anxiety or being clingy to their parents, as well as constantly being achy. Other symptoms in older ages range from social isolation to emotional sensitivity to even suicide. Depression is a psychological illness. Some religious conspiracies believe that depression is a way of God punishing you for your acts or wrongdoings. Depression is defined as a condition of general emotional withdrawal where sadness is greater and more prolonged with no reasons behind it. I believe that statement sums up depression very well. InsideTheBrain.com tells us that depression occurs in the prefrontal lobe of the brain, which is just behind the eyes. So this is kind of a visual to show you that where it's green, that's where the prefrontal lobe of your brain is, so it's just right on like your forehead. Mayo Clinic's website listed some of the side effects of depression. Those included an increase or decrease in weight as well as appetite, changes in your mood or becoming sad for potentially no reason. Other mental illnesses can also come out of depression. Lots of times substance abuse comes along with depression as a way to self-medicate. Social isolation is commonly found in children and teens as well. The side effects of depression can be emotional as well as physical. In my research, I found statistics and experiments to prove that depression is and can be genetic. Stanford conducted an experiment using twins. They were determining heritability. Researchers knew that identical twins share 100% of their genes, whereas fraternal twins share 50% of their genes. From then, they determined that depression is heritable and identical twins should follow that pattern. If one of the twins has depression, so does the other in identical twins, and in fraternal twins, 50% of the time the other one has depression as well. The same study concluded that 50% of people living with depression got it by inheritance, not by an outside source. As well as, they also determined that people with a family member with depression are 2 to 3 times more likely to get depression themselves. Many people are unsure of how to go about treating depression. It's a hard thing to do by yourself. Seeing a counselor would be a good option in the journey to recovery. From there, they can send you to a psychiatrist to further help you or get you medication you may need, or set up regular appointments if they deem that necessary. This first chart is showing how depression is diagnosed. 45% of the time it's just done by an ordinary doctor. 27% of the time it's done by a psychiatrist and then 17% of the time it's done by a psychologist, and the difference between the two is a psychiatrist can prescribe you medication. So lots of times if you go to a psychologist, they will have to send you to a psychiatrist if they believe you need to be medicated for it. And 10% of the time it's done by another therapist, and 1% of the time it's done by an outside source. This next pie chart shows how depression is treated. Most of the time, 68.9% of the time, they use prescription medication as well as counseling. 24% of the time they use just counseling, and 7.1% of the time they only use prescription medication. Many studies have proven that depression in women is 70% more likely to occur than depression in men. That may have to do with men not wanting to seek treatment, is what many researchers say. EverydayHealth.com tells us that women are more likely to go see professional treatment, and men prefer to self-medicate, commonly done by using drugs or alcohol, as I said earlier. Depression is more common than most of us make it out to be, but depression does not define a person. With a little help, most can overcome the depression and move forward in life in a positive manner. I hope I helped teach you more about depression, where it comes from, and what it can do to those around you. And so you guys want to,
I'm Sandy. I came here to watch Erin's speech.
I'm Brianna. I watched Erin.
I'm Allison and I watched Erin's speech. I'm Carissa and I watched Erin's speech.
and then Joe is the community person.
Say hello, Jen.
Okay.